4K, man. 4K. All day. Every day. Except we're still probably not at high detail.
Games. Gaming.
Power!
Right.
All right.
Welcome everybody to episode. What number is it?
We're actually on episode 150.
150.
150.
Wow. That's up there.
That is.
That's a high number.
Hi.
Hi.
Howdy ho.
Hi, neighborhood. So I asked the audience how they're doing, but they can't answer us. How's Ian doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm pretty tired. Didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night.
I'm pretty tired. Think I'll go home now.
Yeah.
Why didn't you get a lot of sleep?
I had a stomach ache.
What'd you eat?
Well, I actually went to BW3 the night before.
There you go.
It's wings. The wings were pretty good. I think I just
Sure.
ate too much or something.
It tastes great going in, sure.
Yeah.
So what's been going on with Ian?
Not a whole lot. Been on a couple dates with more people.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Same more people or different more people?
A couple different people. I'm supposed to go on a day with a second day with somebody though. We're supposed to go to like some kind of Renaissance fair on Sunday.
Okay.
You don't like the
weird.
Ren fair?
I mean, no. Why would you?
You don't like that medieval shit or whatever?
I'm gonna get medieval on your ass. No. What's the fun part? We're outside, it's hot, no knives and forks. That's it.
Yeah.
What else you been up to?
Not a whole lot, just working on some couple 3D models and stuff. Yeah. Not a whole lot going on. What about you, good sir?
Oh, just working a lot of overtime.
Working for the man every night and every
night
day.
and day. Well, like,
Right.
you know, I come in early and I still got shit to do the next fucking day. So, job security, I guess.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I bought a new video game yesterday.
A new video game?
Yeah, thanks to Ben. I saw that DuckTales Remastered was going bye-bye. Because I guess Capcom's losing their rights to it or whatever.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Something like that. Well, I mean, you know, Disney's trying to retake everything, so they're like, we must own this. So,
Yeah.
like, basically, it was on sale everywhere, and Steam had it for 75% off, so it was, after taxes, it was $4. I had been meaning to get it before anyway. It was on my wish list, and I was like, it's $4 fucking dollars. I'll get it.
Yeah. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, so that's where part of my weekend's going to go.
You get any more progress on the Fallout?
Well, I mean, it's open world, and like they download, you know, they come out with new DLC all the time, so it's really just grinding and getting your character up and doing stuff. I do a lot more grinding. Excuse me. Excuse me. I do a lot more grinding than I do actual like questing, because it's kind of fun for me to go and see like where certain things have respawned, or like because a lot of that stuff is like they base it off of like the people levels of people and characters in the area. So like, say I go to somewhere where there's a piece of power armor. Well, since I'm the only one there, it spawns at like very, very beginner level. When I come back, and it'll spawn at a higher level when I level up. So
Yeah.
Well, I keep finding all this fucking armor that spawns like around other players, so it's like 10 levels above me. And I'm like, I can't wear any of this. Shit.
They still have like that. What was that called? Like Radix in that game?
Rad X, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's Rad Away, which if you have Rads, it'll get rid of them. Because, obviously if you're like walking around the environment, you go into water, you'll pick up radiation. If you eat food, you get Rads. But if you like are going to go into an area you're going to get Rads, if you take Rad X, it'll prevent it up to a certain point.
Oh, okay.
I just screw up when I'm going through my Pip-Boy and accidentally take Rad X when I mean Rad Away. I'm like, damn it, I don't want to prevent Rads, I want to get rid of them.
Rad Brad.
Well, the more Rads you have, you can turn into a mutant. And you can mutate with either a good or bad trait. And then also, if you have too many Rads, or you're replenish your health, you're only replenishing at 50% or lower.
Oh yeah.
Which is stupid. You want to, have full health. Unless you want to be hardcore and just die.
Yeah, I wonder if we'll ever have like a real life Rad Away or whatever. I mean, I remember hearing, or I think we did an article about like these mushrooms that could kind of like eat up radiation or whatever.
Right. Well, like I saw somewhere a documentary, I think it was like YouTube or something, of like what would it actually be like if Fallout happened, and like well, of course, like the hardcore modes or survival modes are more realistic because sleep is a certain thing and you get fatigued, etc.
Yeah.
Also, I saw on a science channel there's a documentary on after humans, like 35 years after humans, what'll happen to this and that, and like buildings just totally get destroyed because left to the elements, they're no good.
Yeah, see all that kind of shit on TV. It's like, it's kind of depressing sometimes.
Well, I mean, like they had an island in Japan that was originally at one point a mining area, and it was very had like 1 million people on it, but then they brought them to the mainland, so everyone just packed up and left in the mid-70s. So that was 30-something years ago, and people aren't allowed to come there anymore because like all the buildings are crumbling and stairs are crumbling everywhere, and like you can't even just get in there without getting hurt.
Yeah.
And it's sad, but it's kind of cool because you're like, man, look at that. Because like the guy's coming in there with a camera crew and he's explaining, yeah, this used to be a building. Like they had a guy who was a kid there, and he went to his old apartment, what was left of it. So like all the glass was knocked out of the buildings, and the sea, like the salt air and salt water from the sea, like rotted and made all the leftover toys and shit the kids left start to rust.
Oh dang, man.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. It was crazy, dog.
That's cray cray.
Yeah. By the way, I got a question.
Well, I got an answer that I will answer shortly.
I don't give a fuck.
Soda Talk with
Shake it
Frank
out.
and Ian.
What you're drinking on, motherfucker?
Not too much exciting today. I got one of my
Game
game
fuel?
fuels here.
Which flavor is that?
Well, this is the pineapple one. This is the one I don't think you've still have yet to try or whatever.
I mean, they have them at Kroger. I've just been like, eh.
And then I got one of these. It's a black cherry ice.
Yeah, I remember
Not
like
sure
all
how
the
much I'll get
reviews
into that.
of people trying to open the game fuels. They're like, what the fuck? How you open this? Because they had
Yeah,
to put a drawing of it on the side of the can.
Well, you kind of need like a knife or something or screwdriver to
Yeah.
pop it open a little bit.
Yeah, because like long nails are just gonna get bent,
Yeah.
and like no matter how you open it, you're just gonna spray some shit.
It's so annoying, man. It was
It's
good
got-
tonight.
It's got like grips on the side, for intense gaming.
Gaming.
One of my Facebook groups shared a thing. It's like, what?
Gaming.
Who the fuck? They're like, why do people like the racing chairs? Fucking, they're uncomfortable as shit. And people are trying to like defend it. Oh no, they're comfortable for like long races. And I'm like, you do know that if you're racing, you're trying to do it fast. So if you're doing it long, you're losing, right?
Well, I will say, if you're like a lot smaller than a chair, then it's a lot more comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm a big guy, so I mean, my chair was not. And I mean, like I know some of like the DX Racer chairs, like the $400 or $500 chairs. They have like XL sizes or something. I guess that are a little bit more comfortable, but for me, it's just not worth it,
Right.
I'd rather just get a decent priced, comfortable chair.
Right. Who gives a shit about looking cool? Be comfortable.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
So what about you, good sir?
Well, right here
Okay.
I have.
Sure, we both got toilet water.
I mean, yeah, I keep some, just in case, I guess. Right now I'm trying to, just sip on. I got
Some
a couple, some cherry balls,
Oh, okay.
and
Are you balls deep into that, or you still got a lot?
I've been trying just to sip on it before you came on. So,
Oh, okay.
especially I have two in the fridge, but I said no, I've got ice. I'll just pour the one in the, that I have in the cupboard over ice, and save the ones that are in the fridge for later when I, like tomorrow or something. But I was like, well, I will bring out the Jones soda just to have something different. It's not the best. Like, it's $1, and it's what I made those Nuka-Colas I have back there. I don't know if you can see them. I don't have my camera where I can
Yeah.
see it, but like I just peeled the labels off and had other labels printed and slapped them on there. But it's the fucking exact same thing. It looks cool, but man, it's kind of, because it's like it says it's a lemonade, but it's really I don't know if it's tart is the word I'm looking for. It has a bite. Like you take a sip and you're like, So, because for a while they didn't have it in bottles at my local Kroger. They just had a case of cans, and I'm glad I didn't get stuck with like 12 cans I didn't want.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, it's like drinking Pop Rocks, kind of. Like, well, for one, the little tab at the bottom of the cap that's supposed to break off didn't break off.
Oh,
It
really?
never does. Yeah, it just came off with the fucking top.
Huh. Huh. No, who was it that had that? Like, was it Sheets that had that Sweet Lightning, or was that KFC?
I can read this. Oh, your anxieties are beginning to clear. What? At least the other one was kind of funny, like no stockpiling.
Yeah.
But ooh, ooh, kind of like when you drink grapefruit juice, and you're like, ooh.
Hmm.
I mean, it tastes okay. It's just, but yeah, then I have toilet water on, work in the back. Do you have a video of the week, sir?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, let me get back into the.
It's not hide and seek. It's the video of the week.
Let me see here real quick. Oh, that's not what I was trying to do. I accidentally full screened you on the wrong screen.
Ah.
Video of the week. Your shit's all like way at the top, so I gotta scroll. There we go. No. Wait a minute. Or is it at the bottom? Is it under mine or above mine? That's above mine, I guess. Is it in the? Did you put in the news and links thing?
I think so.
Hold on. 9. Okay, yeah, you did.
And should be show news 809.
Yeah, I know the date, dog. I had to write it on everything.
Well, I know you know the date. I'm just saying I think it's under, should be under what I put for the date.
You hit it as the right shit, dog.
Yeah.
Whoop. Well, I got a screen share, and I can't do that in full screen, apparently. Because, whatever. Share. Okay. Wow, that's a shitty looking TV.
Well, that's kind of the point. So basically, what this guy is doing is he's repurposing TVs that are like broken,
Wow, yeah?
and
Ooh.
he's basically turning them into. Yeah, he's like a British guy or whatever. So basically, he's repurposing them into like light walls, or like you could use them for fake like daylighting or whatever. Like if you have a set or
Right.
whatever.
Right, so like the backlighting part, basically.
Yes. So he's using the backlighting. He says you can. He shows you how like the actual LED strips are on like the edges of the TV, and then it has like a different diffusion layers and stuff. And he says there's various ways that you can wire up those LED strips, although he said that they're pretty they're a lot harder to do than if you actually just took those out and put your own LED strips in there, and it basically is like a lot easier then. So basically you're using like the frame of the TV and all the diffusion layers from the TV.
Gotcha.
And yeah, shows you how to take out all like the circuit boards and all that stuff, you know, because you don't really need any of that stuff.
Right. You don't need a controller or nothing.
But he says thanks to the diffusion layers, it actually the light helps to project pretty far. Like I know, like on your 4K screen, the TV lights up your whole room.
Right.
And he's just he puts on the same kind of like the amount of LEDs that the TV originally came with, which are on the border of the TV. So that those diffusion layers really helps to like magnify the light or whatever, and you know, diffuse it.
Right. Huh.
Yeah, and then obviously you don't. There's one diffusion layer on top that kind of like dims it, so he tells you to not use that one. But and then obviously you don't need like the actual pixel parts where it like, you know, it actually changes the color or whatever. So. But there's a couple shots where he's, I don't know if you could scrub through, where he's showing it where there's like a stairway with it on and with it off.
Hold on, let me do it without. It's just the little thumbnail instead of the full screen.
Right.
Because it's easier to scrub that way.
Yeah.
So you mean like that?
Yeah. And that's all just from the
Wow.
the LED panel, and it looks like daylight.
Right?
He said you could also do it in rows too if you wanted to get it, like if the TV doesn't come with very good diffusion on there. He says you could do it in like rows of LED strips. And it does the same type of thing. Or similar.
Gotcha.
I just thought it's interesting, cool DIY. He said it's, you know, it's something, another good thing to, like, recycle stuff, you know, which is always good.
Yeah, I actually was watching a guy who took busted TVs off Craigslist and fixed them. He got one that wouldn't power on, and he said it was just the it needed a resistor and something else. Basically, like 40 cents worth of parts.
Yeah.
And he desoldered it and soldered the new ones on, and it powered up fine. But I'm like, yeah, if you got a fucking soldering gun and actually know what the hell you're doing.
Yeah. Well, that's cool, though.
Yeah, it was similar.
Yeah, so basically this, like, you could basically just not use anything except for the diffusion screens and, like, make your own, like, frame and put your own LEDs on there. That's basically what the meat of this is behind, you know.
Meat!
I mean, heck, you could probably, if you find the same type of materials, you could probably, you know, make an even larger one, I guess, you know.
Right. Huh. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, have you ever thought about, like, if you do get more into, like, the streaming and stuff, would you, I know your TVs or your screens light up your room pretty good, but would you ever get more into, like, lighting and stuff, like get one of those ring lights or something?
If I had a better camera, because just a webcam is, and I really don't. I don't do really much anything right now, so nah. Maybe someday, but maybe not.
Do you think you could live that life of doing streaming like all the time and keeping up on doing videos?
I mean, I did if if I could afford to do it, it'd be cool. Because I like playing video games. And I like talking about bullshit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So who knows?
The hard part is transitioning into that, right?
Yeah, like because Ninja and all them other dudes already have like 1,000,000,001 followers. They're not looking to see some old dude.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
it's all about finding your niche. My guy from YouTube I watch, who reviews food. He makes most of his money off of Twitch because he gets donations for eating gross food. Anyway, would you like to see my video of the week?
Sure. We need a video of the week theme.
So, my video is a guy who
Is that the backyard
Did-
scientist?
it's Smart Every Day is the
Yeah,
channel.
that guy. Yeah, I know that guy too.
Yeah, he does a lot of crazy shit because he does a lot of like slow mo footage of like say hummingbirds flapping their wings and all that.
Yeah.
But he explains how his camera, the amount of data he's using, and he's like, so I went on Twitter and said, "Hey man, I need help." So who do you think came to? Yeah, who do you think came to the rescue?
Linus?
So
Did you see that video where Linus was like, I can't believe you guys went to this other NAS server or whatever.
yes, because of the jellyfish.
Yeah, the jellyfish. That's what it was.
Very, very expensive. Yes. People that he had previously pimped. Yes.
Would you be pissed? Wouldn't you be pissed too?
Well, yeah, because like really, it's overpriced for what it is. If all you want is plug and play, sure. But you went through all the trouble of getting him. I mean,
Yeah. And then he built the same storage space, and it was all solid state.
yeah,
And he's like, if you really want reliability, here you go.
yeah. So, but this guy, like, he's like, I brought this guy in, Linus. Hey, how's it going? So he starts showing Linus his stuff, and I don't know if you had watched the Justine episode where he comes to her house. She had a bunch of like portable, drives, and he was
did,
like, "Oh,
the pink theme NAS or whatever."
yeah, well, like
Like the
she
pink
had
cover.
those what is it, the rugged, drives that are like orange and rubber, so they're supposed to be meant for traveling. Well,
Yeah.
this guy, Linus is like, oh my god, this is more than Justine had, and like one of these stacks here was literally 8 terabyte drives duct taped together, and he's like, if I had known it was this bad, dude, I would have came over on the next flight. I wouldn't have waited. And he's like,
This
so
is getting dumber every day.
right. He's like, so what's your system? In his workflow, he actually made a spreadsheet with all the numbers on the drives, and like he would type up what the project was, and it would tell him what drives to go to, and then he'd go to the plastic bins and fish out the drive. So Lions like, yeah, you could go to YouTube and just pull the video and re-edit it and upload it again that way, but the guy would be missing out on so much detail if he did that it's best for him to keep the original footage. And this is a pretty good, for like if you really hadn't watched all the other stuff like I have every single video. Linus breaks down the benefits of RAID and what kinds there are. etc., etc. And
Sidri.
yeah, because the guy obviously asks, newbie questions like, okay, so if I have, say, this many how much is usable? Which is a good question, because if you want parity, you gotta know. So, I thought it was cool because, I hadn't seen Linus do a pit video in a while. And 160 terabytes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And there were 12 terabyte, drives, so which are becoming the newer, standard. So I like that because that gives you basically another 10 terabytes for every 10 drives.
Yeah, yeah. Now, did he? So he did like a 45 drive for him too.
Yeah. 45 drives and
Did he do a custom plate or whatever?
yeah,
Like
it's
for adjusting.
yeah. They sent it to him before Linus got there. Of course, it's I think it's blue or whatever with the logo on it. It's not that big
Okay.
actually. You can see it's only like 3
Oh, I see.
fans. I think it's a Storinator, but it's not really huge. It's not huge or nothing, but yeah, I never heard of this guy until I saw that, and I was like, this is actually pretty interesting. I'll go ahead and check it out.
Sweet.
There's an old hard drive, but
So did he?
yep, not
The
much
line
to.
is. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I said just not much to this video. I just enjoyed it.
So did Linus suggest anything for like all of his drives? Because I mean, you don't want to just like throw all those away or something, Like the rugged ones.
I mean, not on camera. He didn't. I mean, I'm sure because RAID itself is not a backup, so you probably should hang on to them anyway.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
are those rugged ones? Can you shuck those?
I mean, probably not. Most external drives you really can't shuck because there's no actual SATA
nowadays.
connector. They're just like a soldered straight to the PCB dealy.
Yeah, is that like a fad all these manufacturers started trying to do? Be like, we don't want these. We want our money.
Yeah. I mean, like,
Because they used to be all the time. You used to be able to do that, right?
well, certain models you can. I mean, the cheaper the drive, the more likely it's just held together by spit and glue.
Right.
But I mean, this isn't the best storage system, but it's good to have it in case for whatever reason his new drives get corrupted and they can't rebuild the, drive pool, and for whatever reason Seagate can't, get the data. This would be good. Like, if I copy all my, stuff to new drives, it'd be the same thing. I wouldn't have a backup anywhere.
Yeah.
Know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
But
I know.
anyway,
I know.
would you like to get into some stations, sir?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Man your battle stations. Man your battle stations.
Station.
Station.
Let me see if I gotta go back into your settings real quick. I might have your output volume too high, and you might be clipping this Wyatt. Because remember I said it doesn't play all of your music.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if that's it or not. Anyway. User volume. Oh, well, that's good enough. Okay.
I don't give a
So,
fuck. I still say you need to record him saying that, man.
My dad,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so he's got his Google Home and little succulent and his overpriced nano leaves.
It's a very earthy, leafy
Yeah,
theme.
green and yellow. Because even the inside of the case is kind of green and yellow. But
Granny yellow,
yeah,
granny yellow.
I knew you were gonna. I think that's my keyboard, just with different keycaps. Because I see the media keys. Hold, please, while I read the description.
Hold, please.
Hmm.
So, any good books lately?
Nah. Oh, Corsair
weather we're having, huh?
K70. You've been to Ohio? What are you talking about? So that's the monitor arm, I guess. Where the hell? Oh, and okay, so he just says that it's a K70. It's basically my keyboard. I can't remember what one this is. I have to pull up. What's IQ say it is? I forget. Rapid fire, which is what I have. Let me see here. I hit 3 1/4. Oh, yeah, K70. So it is my keyboard. Woo! Look at me. Woo! Woo! Woo. I knew by the media keys is all I saw. There's a wheel for the mouse. Goes up and down, up and down. Yeah, what do you like about this setup, Ian?
I don't know. I do like how the theme kind of works together as one. You know,
Right. It's like the
it's
plants
consistent.
are going to get you.
Yeah. Yeah, like
Not-
the tiles kind of are in your face. You know, just kind of in your face with green, but not like that Matrix build too much. You know, where it's like it has different shades of green, which I like.
Too much. Now, see this one, he's got RGB out to anus.
He does. Is that? Would you say that's unicorn vomit or unicorn poop?
Or unicorn what?
Unicorn poop.
Oh, I mean, sure.
Because he says it's coming out the anus.
Right? I mean, he needs the bigger RGB mouse pad under the keyboard. And I think really it'd be mostly set. Maybe some more shit inside the case, who knows. But that big ass monitor is boing. I don't know about like the placement of that headset stand. Like, I mean, I guess the base. Yeah, I guess the base is where you want to see it because it's got the RGB. But I don't know. I don't know, dog.
That bass.
I mean,
no trouble.
I mean, the speakers are kind of behind the monitor too. But I mean, the monitor's kind of in front of everything.
Yeah.
Didn't I have this guy like last week?
I don't know.
I
don't think
know.
so.
I had a bunch of big ass monitors, so I don't know.
Yeah, that is a good question though. Like, I wonder how many people we've recycled because I mean, it's
Well,
like
they all look the same, and dudes like post new pictures of their shit, and then you don't know it's the same guy.
Yeah. I mean, there can only be so many setups. There's only a
Right.
finite number of people.
How many have Carl B. Desk with a big ass screen with Corsair this and that and a fucking racing chair? But yeah,
Man.
this one's aight. It ain't my favorite setup. It's aight.
It's kind of colorful too. That's why I kind of picked it.
Yeah, it's like boom in your face.
Yeah.
Though
Like the
I don't know if
TV.
it's like wallpaper on the wall to look like bricks or what. It
It's
really
like
highlights
Jay's-
the color.
It's like Jay's Studio. The fake brick pillars.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah, it's crazy that they. I guess that they're like they're, what do you call it? Their construction rules or whatever you call it. They're pretty strict in California, I guess, because
Well, yeah.
he had to
'Cause they're-
do everything freestanding. I guess you know.
well, you know, everything's regulated pretty strictly in California because you got to remember there are millions of people, and it's basically like China. You got a lot of
Yeah.
people with a lot of shit that can cause cancer, and they're trying to slow it down.
This is known in the state of California to cause cancer.
Right. Well, you got to remember that state is the size of the fucking length of the U.S. So and plus it's the nicest, warmest climate without being humid as fuck. Florida.
Yeah, Texas has like 3 different climates.
Oh boy. What the
Yeah,
F,
this is
dude?
just an extra. I wanted to see what you had to say about this one. This one doesn't really count.
Fucking weed.
This one is like crazy, man.
Very pink.
If you could, it's way beyond that. I don't even know what you call that anymore.
Well, I mean, we all have our things. I mean, it's pretty well put together.
So that happened.
Yeah. I mean, I like it,
You would.
but you know, yeah, I'm confident in my masculinity. I'm gonna go ahead and upvote it because I didn't see this one before.
Do you think that chair is comfortable though?
Probably. Huh. I showed your Battlestation to my daughter, and she thinks it's amazing. Back to top. I mean, it looks kind of racery, but then they got a cushion back there, so I don't know. I don't know.
Racery.
Yeah, it looks like a racer chair if you look at the actual contours of the foam, other than the fox-headed, headrest. Excuse me.
Did you see that video with Kyle where he was like, the whole video he was, like, doing an imitation of himself?
I don't think so. Excuse me.
It was like where he was like in his hotel room or whatever.
Don't know. So taking
Yeah,
this
wait.
one out of the equation, right?
Right. Oh yeah.
Well, this one, I mean, yeah, there's a big TV, but the monitors aren't really, there, and I mean, it's cool, but I don't understand why why would you want to be in the corner like that? I'd be so worried about my knees bumping the keyboard and shit.
Yeah.
It would be awkward for me. Like, I'd be afraid of moving the mouse over the part where there's no fucking desk. And then this one's cool too, but I don't know. Because I'm very similar to this one. But I'm not that connected with nature. So I'm going to say this one's number 1, the other one's number 2, and the last one's number 3.
I'm just gonna say that number 2 is the best one because that's what we're doing now.
So this
So I'm gonna agree with you,
okay.
even in the order though.
Well, Reddit said that this one was the best one with 2.9 thousand upvotes, 97 upvotes for our favorite, and 367 for the least favorite.
Well, that's
What
the
is?
internet.
Right. All right, hit me with my theme.
Can I just hit you?
No,
Oh,
you
man.
can't. You'll catch these hands.
Station.
So, like you, I have an honorable mention this week.
Oh boy. Is it crazier than mine?
And finally set up the dual PC and old chassis. Nope, that won't do. Like a turd in a punch bowl. The we got a wall mounted. Yeah, with an old system over in the corner. A shit. Can't quite tell. I think that's a sys, which is a switcher basically. So I guess they can go back and forth between the setups. I don't know. Interesting. I don't know the use case for it.
That one's pretty sweet. I swear to God, we have like different Reddits we get that shit from.
Yeah. Oh, you're saying because you didn't see this?
No, I don't. I never see any of yours.
It's
I
like
probably
either like
would have fixed stuff like that. I mean,
it's either like, oh man, I saw that one too, and I knew you were gonna do it, so I didn't, or I just see some random crazy shit. Like,
you say you do yours last minute sometimes too, but that's what I usually do all the time.
I mean, I did this week because I didn't really have like a lunch break to be looking, and I was just like, oh shit, I gotta look, and I actually found 4 setups I was looking at, and I was like, okay, I want to narrow it down, and then I realized that I like this one, and I just wanted to show it. It's not in the running. Yeah. It's just, cool.
It's cute.
It's pretty cool. But the ones that I want to show this week, my theme this week.
You have a theme this week, actually?
Yeah. Well, see, it's hard to pull together a theme because you end up scrolling and scrolling. Like, hey, there's one. Scroll. Hey, there's two.
That's why we basically gave up on it.
Right. Well, it happened upon 2 in a row, and then I kept searching, and one of them's barely in the theme. But here it goes. So my theme this week is Weeb Stations.
Weeb.
Tell me if you can guess which one is the barely Weeb station.
Okay, so this is number 2? Okay, so we have this one. What's the other ones I'm comparing against?
Well, hold on. This is the first one I showed you was the honorable mention with all those monitors and
Oh
shit.
yeah, that's right. Okay, so this is number 1 technically, right?
Yeah, this is the first one.
Okay.
And then hold on.
Hold, please. Yeah. It wasn't that one, but I saw a similar black and red station that I was thinking about doing, but decided not to.
Mm-hmm. Black and red stations are kind of like one of the easy go-tos because it's a default color. Like my keyboard, as soon as I turn my computer on, before it even throws in my custom theme, it makes my keyboard black and red. It's got a little figure in the case and keyboard, and the PlayStation and the Switch match it. So that's nice.
Very nice.
And then third one. This is
All right. I like that one.
right. Now the guy had also done another post, I think in water cooling, because their rig is apparently their first actual custom loop they had done, and I think it's mini ITX, and I want to say that's soft tubing.
Soft?
Yeah. But
Yeah. I actually
yeah.
don't mind like the weave backgrounds because it's like it's not as gaudy as like some of the other ones where it's like they have like prints on like keyboards or like your like the mouse mats and stuff or like posters everywhere,
Mhm.
The backgrounds are fine because I mean you could always change those.
And they got a tweet deck right there. Some kind of pop vinyl that's in a box, so I can't even tell what it is. Excuse me. Oh, someone said be gone, weebs. Download that. Guy says, anime of women, my weakness. But yes, I enjoyed this one. So, can you tell which one was the barely a weeb station?
Okay, I'd probably go with the black and red one.
No, that's full weeb.
Oh, really?
Because they got a figure in their case.
Oh.
This one, it's like, yeah, there's like an Asian-looking girl on the desktop, but I think it's from a video game. I don't fucking know. And I was like, it's a kind of sure. So, yeah, cyberpunk anime girl, whatever. It's it's got 506 upvotes. The other one's got 71, and this one's got 91. I'm gonna say, the opposite of the order presented is how I like them. So I'm gonna say this one's my number one. This is number two. This is number three. I know I try to go which one's my favorite, but I gotta do it.
So that one's we're looking at now is your favorite?
Yeah, I had to do it to him.
Yeah, I would say that. I probably would have said your honorable mention one, if that was counted.
Because it was crazy.
Yeah.
Sorry, I gotta open the user's profile on a separate page so I can try and find their water cooling post. Because, oh yeah, here we go. Found it! Because that was only like one fucking picture, and that just won't get it. You feel me, dog?
Yeah. I'm feeling you.
Ugh. I'm
Ew.
watching you feel good. Okay. So yeah, here's a better picture. Got Mega Man on the side. I believe this is the Ghost. Is the name of the model of a case because those are top hats. The bottom and the top part there are add-ons to make it taller. Because if you want to put a radiator in there, there's not a whole lot of room for anything in there. So the power supply is there on the that big black square. The the water block actually, I've looked at a similar one for my CPU because it's got a temperature gauge right there on the block with a graph, and it's RGB and has a big plexi piece in it so you can see the fluid moving. So there's that. That's some shit in the. I mean, there's not a whole lot of room. Like there's the top of the case open. There's the back of the graphics card. I think, yeah. And RAM's RGB that you can barely see.
Oh, yeah.
Man, there's shit everywhere. You have to admit, though, that's a small motherboard. Because you got the, the Ryzen, you got the CPU, and you got 2 sticks of RAM, and there's the end of the motherboard.
I mean, I liked it, though.
And it's technically upside down because, see that thing right there?
Yeah.
That's the ribbon cable for the GPU that's on the back. So the tubes go all the way around. Man. If that sucker leaks, he's going to have a bad day.
Yep.
Fan checks the block for the GPU, it looks like.
Are you going to be following that all AMD build with Jay?
I have been.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's been, like, trying to spray paint his fittings, and he was going to spray paint the tubes, I think, or something, too.
Yeah. Well, like, I mean, in the one build Linus did, they made all the fittings RGB for some reason. Just to, I guess, try to do something. So, and, if paint doesn't work, you can move it, so. So yeah, some more shit. Anyway, it's getting late. Let's get on to the news.
Yep. I'm sure we're both pretty tired, so.
Well, I didn't do any gaming last week right after the show because it was so damn late.
Yeah.
Because it started late. So I'd like to squeeze a little bit in. Huh?
I actually don't have a whole lot of news either.
Oh, I have a butt ton, so I'll just wiggle I'm not going to do all of them. I'm going to wiggle the ones in there that, I feel like talking about.
Okay.
So I'm going to steal your thunder.
Oh, okay.
You'll be like, this article, hold on, and also this happened. Next.
All right.
The news with Ian.
By the way, before we get into this, I was going to ask your opinion on a bonus thing here. Do you have any articles on that Ninja or whatever?
On what?
On Ninja? Because we mentioned him briefly before.
Oh, no.
Okay, what do you think about him going to that mixer thing?
Oh, I don't care.
You don't really care about that?
No, like, well, like I used to like LL Nene, Renee or whatever her name was,
Oh,
and
okay.
she was on YouTube for like a long time, and then she disappeared, and I realized, oh, she went to Twitch or whatever, and I'm like, whatever, I don't care. Floyd's all about Mixer because it's a Microsoft thing. I don't give a fuck about Microsoft, so I'm not about to jump on to their shit. So, Elon Musk's Neuralink wants sewing machine-like robots to wire brains to the internet. Why isn't this a what the fuck article?
Oh, that's
Tinfoil
your
hat
boy
news and
Elon
shit.
Musk, man.
Go ahead. Explain away. Because I don't understand
Explain.
anything. This should be. There's a subreddit I belong to called Brand New Sentence, where it's
Brand
like
new
a sentence.
sentence.
It's like a sentence that no one has ever uttered in the English language. And the title here would be a fucking, example of that. I think that's what it's called. Hold on, let me go to my Reddit homepage. Home.
Go to your home.
Yeah, brand new sentence. A 140-year-old tortoise wearing a 5-day-old son as a hat. Having to pee with morning wood is a geometric challenge in which you must become the hypotenuse of a right triangle over the toilet to get the correct trajectory of your crooked meat hose. Barbecue sauce is like a Dr. Pepper made ketchup. White girls get dreamcatcher tattoos and wonder why their lives are going to shit like, I don't know, Sarah, maybe ask the thing inked on your body what attracts that attracts bad shit and unseasoned chicken wing. You unseasoned chicken wing. So yeah, just a whole bunch of, you know. Florida Zoo fires zookeeper after she was caught moaning in lunchroom while a chimpanzee sucked on her toe.
What?
Comment said, I knew it was going to be crazy when I read Florida. I'm going to upvote that. But yeah, that's what this article's headline is. What? So explain away, please.
Okay. Elon Musk aspires to make inserting a computer connection into your brain as safe and painless as LASIK eye surgery. On Tuesday evening, Neuralink, a company in which Mr. Musk has invested $100 million, detailed the baby steps it has taken towards that goal. Neuralink described a sewing machine-like robot that can implant ultra-thin threads deep into the brain. The company is hoping to begin working with human subjects as soon as the second quarter of next year. The company claims the system will eventually be capable of reading and writing vast amounts of information, but as with many of Mr. Musk's other ventures, like spaceships or futuristic tunnels, one of the biggest challenges may be for his scientists to match his grand vision.
So he basically wants the fucking Matrix.
Well, basically, he wants, he's trying to, make it so that you can, X, because he was saying that, the way we input our data and stuff is really rudimentary, like typing or even just text to speech or whatever. He said that this would be, a lot faster way, I mean, they already have a thing where they... Do you ever see that guy where he's, got a thing, a wire's plugged into his skull or whatever, and he can move the mouse around on the computer?
Nah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like a what do you call those? Like those people that are all the way paralyzed or whatever.
Quadriplegic.
Yeah. So I mean, this way we'll be a lot more connected, Frank.
There was an episode of the show Oxygen Hunger Force where basically they have this pop-ups thing coming from a guy who's the wizard, www.wizard, and he's trying to sell you broad brain connection. He's like, broad brain? Yes, and the surgery to implant it into the base of your skull is so painless surgery. Yeah, no. No, thank you, Elon. No. That's cool, dog. I don't,
This is
you can
one
keep
of
this
his
shit away from
ventures
me.
that you think you should focus money elsewhere with, huh?
Well, like, okay, so say you get this implant, and they go, oh, yeah, no, you need the 5G model. That fuck off. You're not, no. You're installed some shit. Nah.
Yeah, they were talking about using like like wireless with this so that you can, obviously don't have to have like wires coming out of your head or whatever to connect to the things, but it's like at that point once you do something permanent like that to somebody, like what kind of standard do you decide on then as far as wireless? Because by the time everybody's like starting to get that shit, it's like that's just gonna be outdated,
Right. It's like, oh, sorry, we don't do I don't do CDMA anymore. What? What the fuck you mean? I went and got the implant.
Even if you do like a hardwired thing that you could, like in the Matrix or whatever, it's like what kind of plug do you decide to go with? Because I think he was talking about doing some kind of a USB-C or whatever for like a wired connection or whatever, and it's like even that's going to be phased out, I mean,
Right.
that's the whole problem with interfacing with technology is that you're going to be stuck unless if you're always going to be like a like maybe like a celebrity or whatever who's getting Botox all the time or something.
Right. It's always, trying to chase the bleeding edge, right?
Right.
And it'd be like, oh, her, yeah, she's still got USB-C behind her ear.
Yeah.
So what's this about Blender, dog?
Oh, okay. So I thought Ben would be interested in this. I don't know what's up with Ben. Is he haven't heard from him in a while.
I
How's he
talked to
doing?
him yesterday, and he was working on a pitch.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, for like, I think Snap was offering animation things, so
Oh, okay.
he's putting together a pitch for that.
Okay. Well, it says there are a lot of small updates in Blender oriented around usability. There's a new and elegant menu system that lowers the need for hotkeys, and now left click by default is the select button, like in every other application ever. So you know how Blender, like it used to be where it had to be where the mouse buttons were reversed or whatever. Because I know you used Blender a couple times when you were trying to do like that intro. Or
Yeah,
whatever,
but I
right?
wasn't like, I was just using pre-written, things and just changed a couple things here and there to make it customized. From the ground up, I wasn't that good.
Yeah. Well, they had given you the option a while ago to be able to change that and to reverse the mouse buttons, so it's more like every other application on planet Earth, But this has it like that by default, because by default it was the original left click is right click and vice versa, So they made that a default thing. They had some real time, like real-time rendering things with that. With Eevee. Eevee is like a real-time viewport renderer, which like it lets you be able to do like real-time shadows and even like reflections, and eventually it'll probably work with the NVIDIA cards to be able to do RTX or whatever, probably, so you can have real-time reflections in there that are ray traced, while you're like working on a model or animation or like whatever you were doing, and so there's some improvements there. There's some animation improvements and rendering improvements, and then the thing that I thought Ben would be interested in, it's has 2D, and it says yes, 2D. Blender's always had some 2D support, but it's been pretty basic. A group of 2D animators have been working on a separate branch focused on 2D animation in Blender, which, if you didn't know, Blender is an open source free 3D program.
Yeah.
So people are doing different branches of it. And in 2.8, it's been merged back into the main branch, so now Blender has become a full-fledged 2D animation system, so you could do 2D animations in a 3D program. So, like, if you want to hand draw frames and have that be animated, like, what's Ben's program that he used for 2D animation, like that Mangus?
He uses Harmony mostly.
Or Harmony or whatever, yeah, that's right. So basically, you could kind of have a program like that in your 3D program.
Huh.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Let me see here.
Do you like programs that like try to do a lot of stuff? Or do you think a lot of programs should really focus more on things?
I mean, it's nice to have options.
Yeah.
I just wish I was more ready to take advantage of it.
You just don't have time, man.
Well, like, I don't have, that and some of the hardware I want to do.
Yeah. Are you have you been deciding to try to start saving up for some soft tubing?
Oh, I've been planning stuff out. I'm just looking here and there. Is that really all the tech news you have?
Yeah, I only have 6 articles. I have 3 tech and 3 gaming.
Well, let me throw a couple out real quick. Just to, an overclocker. Oh, shut up.
I do have a Dip High story. That's the third one that I have.
Stupid, continue with that blocker? Yeah, I'm gonna continue with that blocker, you dipshit. So an overclocker just set the DDR4 frequency record at 5.9 gigahertz.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Did you imagine using that shit as like a RAM disk?
Nah.
That'd be crazy.
I'm just throwing that out there because, it's going to be changed as soon as... Already went past it next.
Next. It's already fixed next.
Oh, fuck off with your damn pop-ups. Alpha Cool rolls out its Disco Ball Reservoir Ice Ball. This is a reservoir.
Oh, I see.
So if you want to say you got a fucking disco ball in your damn case, you're not lying.
You know what? With everything we've seen, why the fuck not, right?
Right.
Just go balls deep in anything.
And AMD's 64-core 7nm EPYC CPUs are coming out, trying to get into that server market. And they give benchmarks and shit, I guess. This is literally one of the most Intel-friendly benchmark runs you could possibly arrange. So, higher is better. Epic is at 6.2. 10.8. I don't know how to read it, but what's this say here? Intel had best hope its rival's new CPU doesn't live up to the reputation of its namesake. But yeah.
Shit, man.
But I want to be fair and do, if I have my A&D story, I have to have something about Intel.
Oh.
And Intel announces socketed 56-core Cooper Lake processors. After several rounds of back and forth, Intel has confirmed that the 56-core Cooper Lake part will have the same socket pinout mapping between the mainstream platform, compatible for Cooper Lake and Ice Lake. This fucking guy. So yeah, I guess they got to do something to try and keep up, even if it's only for a couple months until the next Red River comes out.
Yeah.
With whatever the hell it's got.
I do like the competition, though.
Right, because it just means prices just keep going down and down and down.
Yeah.
Unless you do like they did with Radeon 7 and just like, oh, we're not going to sell it anymore. Oh, now it costs an arm and like. Samsung launches PM1733 PCIe 4.0 SSD up to 8 gigabits a second and 30 terabytes. What?
What?
So,
that's
yeah, that's going to be a thing. Probably cost an arm and a leg.
Yeah. Or a kidney.
And Liquid teases PCIe 4 16x SSD 32 terabyte and up to 24 gigabits. I think it's GB all caps is a gigabyte, right? Oh, second.
I think so.
4 Phison controllers power the new Liquid element. Wow. Yeah, so it's. I don't know if those are renders or what. But it's going to be interesting. They're like, why would anyone need that? They're like, oh, nobody needs it.
Well, you don't need that.
But we want it, right? It's just like, how people want to be practical and shit. It's like, no. It's just like they are with cars. They want either more, horsepower or, a bigger fucking truck, a bigger SUV. We don't need it. We fucking want it, though. And you know what? We're buying it, so we get what the fuck we want.
Yeah.
Good. Damn it. So, anyways. Oh.
Is this another one of yours?
Huh?
Oh, I think you passed up one of mine.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, I had 3 tech articles. You passed up the Jip High one. I thought you had it up on your screen there.
Oh, my bad. My thing bumped down straight to gaming news. My bad. Okay. Oh, I had the same one.
Oh, okay, so...
A GPI loses another court case as judges overturn 5G deregulation. Pi tried to kill an environmental and historical preservation review of small cells. One of GPI's attempts to eliminate regulation of 5G deployment has been overturned by federal judges. The Federal Communications Commission last year approved an order that exempted most small cell construction from two kinds of previously required review: historic preservation review under the National Historic Preservation Act and environmental review under the National Environmental Policy Act. Federal judges said in their decision partially overturning the order. SEC claimed its deregulation of small cells was necessary to spur deployment of 5G wireless networks, but the commission was sued by the United Kiowas band of Cherokee Indians in Oklahoma, the Blackfeet tribe. Hey, that's who I'm from. And the National Resources Defense Council. The FCC ordered was of particular interest to tribal groups because it affected construction on sites of religious and cultural importance to federally recognized Indian tribes, the judge noted. The order also effectively reduced tribes' roles in reviewing proposed construction of microcell towers and other wireless facilities that remain subject to cultural and environmental review. Yeah. So basically, no. You think you can, but you can't.
Yeah.
Oh. Alright, is that your last take?
Yeah.
Okay, now into gaming, huh?
Yep.
Moving right along, I digress.
It's an I digress t-shirt.
It's been asking for him.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck it is. I type in some shit and I hit go, and it just thinks and thinks. Here we go. The developers behind Ooblets are a textbook example of how to treat your customers.
Oobleck.
Let me read the too long didn't read. Ooblets game developers have shown resentment towards the people who are not only supposed to buy their game once it releases, but have also financially supported its development through Patreon. Additionally, if you want to get the gist of my post in video format, Jim Sterling just made a video that covers pretty much everything I meant to cover with this post, just in a more entertaining way. Oh boy, that's Doug's butt buddy there.
Who is that? Jim?
Jim Sterling.
Likes him, huh?
Huh?
He's a fan of him, huh?
Yeah. I don't know what all it's he's done or said or anything, but he'd support whatever that guy says without actually watching the shit himself.
Right. Yeah, I guess people are pissed because of the exclusives deal that the Epic store did.
So what exactly is going on here with this? Did you read it or just read the headline?
No, I watched part of a video,
Uh-huh.
and the video was pretty long, so like I said, from what I heard is all I know is that people are pissed about that some of the exclusives in the Epic store or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, Ooblets, an indie game, was announced as an EGS exclusive. The announcement was met with the usual backlash, but that's not the point of this post. What I want to do here is make a compilation of all their mistakes to serve as an example of exactly what not to do if you want to continue having a career as a gaming developer. The devs decided to announce the exclusivity in a blog post. From the get-go. They began addressing their audience with a condescending tone and branding people who would potentially disagree with their decision as gamers, and toxic, all their other negative buzzwords you might think of. Afterwards, they decide to further ridicule anyone critical of their decision as not having their priorities in life set straight, and suggested directing their energy towards solving climate change or human rights abuses. after the blog post, the conversation moved over to their Discord. You can check the whole conversation yourself, but I like to link just a few gems that are truly indicative of the attitude of these developers. I'd like to point out again, Ooblets was funded by this Patreon supporter, and Ben Wazzer implied that he is entitled. Here is a compilation of blunders of the developers of this game made on Discord. To end this, I'd like to give the developers some advice. User exclusivity money to hire someone to do your PR for you, because you've proven that you're incapable of doing it yourself. Huh. Okay.
So
Yeah. Well, I remember in the title of the video too, like some people were threatening these developers and stuff too. Like people were really pissed.
that bad, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't really disrespect your customer. That's just stupid.
Yeah. That's just stupid.
Yeah, people are dumb.
And then the next article moving along here was Sony warns PlayStation will cost more if the Chinese tariffs continue.
Of course they did.
Trump's trade wars would directly impact console production. So basically, that's the article is in the title.
Nah.
Um. Microsoft and Nintendo last Sony.
Isn't Sony aren't they a Japanese company? I thought.
I don't know. I thought so. The letter states that tariffs would significantly disrupt their businesses, but that ultimately American consumers and small businesses like video game makers would take the biggest hit. The 7-page letter estimated that the consumers would have about $840 million in cost shifted directly to them, and 200,000 American jobs would be at risk. And in preparation for that the council makers have began confronting whether to take their manufacturing businesses out of China. Last month, Nintendo started moving production of its new Switch models from China to Southeast Asia. However, neither Sony nor Microsoft have recently refuted reports of the company taking Xbox production out of China have made any moves yet. So I guess they got places in China, you know.
I mean, sure. That's more of a Doug story.
Or Floyd. Floyd will have to pay.
Yeah,
a
he
little
don't
more.
really give a fuck about Sony.
Well, it could. It's probably going to affect other consoles too.
Nintendo to replace Fire Emblem voice actor after abuse allegations. I never even heard of this game.
Never been a Pokemon guy.
Nah. I just have Pikachu on my bed, that's it.
Yeah, Fire Emblem 3 Houses will get a patch to completely replace the male protagonist's voice. That's because Nintendo has decided to re-record male Byleth's lines after several accusations of abusive behavior against his voice actor, Chris Niosi, surfaced over the past week. Some people also accuse him of having the tendency to break NDAs. Niosi's credits include other anime and video game titles, including Mob Psycho 100, Octopath Traveler, Pokemon, and Sailor Moon.
Mm-hmm. So what?
I
I
at least I think
apologize.
that's I think that's I thought that was Pokemon. Could be wrong.
Uh, I don't think so because that doesn't look like Pokemon.
Yeah.
Looks like a JRPG.
Do you get into those or not really?
I mean, RPGs, you gotta like spend a lot of time, building your character and all that shit. I mean, I do them, but like you gotta decide that's what you're doing with your day.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's like Second Life, huh?
yeah. I mean, as long as I think as long as it's got a combat system and enough shit to explore and keep you interested, then you can like because I'm all about creating a player and like leveling up and everything. Because I play a lot of Fallout. And the original games were literally based off of RPGs. Like the precursor to Fallout was Wasteland. It was literally you would roll the dice for a character. You wouldn't even make your own stats. You would just roll it like tabletop.
Yeah.
Is that your last gaming story, sir?
Yes, it was.
Okay. I have
Okay, what you got? It's 11:45. You think we'll be able to make it by midnight tonight?
as long as we don't get too deep in some. Manchester
deep.
Chief Collection update shows off ultra-wide support and some goofy bugs. Ship the features, not the bugs. I mean, I'm not really big on like Halo and all that. Like, I never played it because, especially since it was on Xbox. But
Yeah.
I mean, whatever gets people playing, and if you play it on ultra-wide, okay. I mean, I don't know. Whatever gets people playing on a computer, I don't give a shit. By the way, I figured you might like this. Hold on. Twitch has released its own broadcasting software.
Oh, really?
Twitch launched Twitch Studio, the company's first broadcasting software. Although the platform is the biggest player around in the live streaming space, its broadcasters, from the most prominent creators to the smallest streamers, all rely on third-party software to get their streams to their viewers. The idea is to give new streamers an easier experience of getting started on Twitch, and of course to bring more people in. I mean, I don't know if it. Let's see. Before starting doing plays like OBS, but I don't know if it's like a fork of OBS or if it's from the ground up, its own thing, or what.
And then we read an article later on next year that Twitch meets same fate as Hangouts.
Right. Or like Blip or something stupid. But also, I just saw this in one of your stories, like the side article. Let me zoom in hands here. Discord's Go Live lets gamers stream to up to 10 people. So,
okay.
remember Go Live was a button for YouTube?
Yeah.
I mean, Discord has all kinds of features. It's just you and I never fucking use them.
Right. So, like, do they got... Is that, like, possible to do, like, some kind of basic thing so you don't need OBS, or...
Well, I mean, I'm sure it's their own shit, because, like, even Steam, you can stream stuff to Steam. It's just, who the fuck's watching it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Also,
with OBS, the nice thing about OBS is you can basically encode to other platforms, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, I figured this is a nice little article if someone wants to read it and read the comments. That probably give you a little bit of data to go on with stuff.
Yeah.
By the way, Blizzard quietly discontinues physical authenticators.
Oh, really?
Blizzard is no longer manufacturing or selling physical authenticators, and fans are slightly perturbed at the lack of an official announcement. Authenticators were a popular device used to protect your Battle.net account before two-factor authentication was even a standard feature. Now that a mobile app serves the same function, Blizzard has unceremoniously discontinued the authenticator fob. The news comes from a Blizzard customer support employee known as Calvary in response to a forum post about finding an authenticator. Calvary explained that while the physical authenticators will continue to work and be supported by Blizzard, new authenticators will not be purchased on Blizzard's website anymore. Who gives a shit next? Yeah, there's a little more info about it. I just figured if you're, Blizzard's been kind of bad about reading what the hell their fans want.
Yeah,
You all got phones?
they're always in the news about something, man.
Yeah, I mean, people can bitch about Bethesda all they want. They kind of like are doing what like Apple was like. You guys want us to make a giant tablet? Okay, here's a fucking giant tablet. It's what y'all want. And then like, they did the same thing. They're like, you want Fallout Battle Royale? Maybe we Fallout Battle Royale, and then everybody and their fucking brother got it. So Blizzard. I mean, at the time when I was younger, I had even heard of Blizzard before I got into gaming because I knew people like were really into Diablo and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Don't know. By the way, I'm onto the internets.
Yeah, you said you had that same article I did with the 5G, so... what else you got?
Hold on, I gotta get this ad out of here. Amazon is asking the FCC for permission to test a new internet service.
Oh, by the way, your thing is frozen again.
But my camera?
Your screen share or whatever is still on like an older article.
Oh, hold on. Hold on, dog. How's that?
Alright, cool. So Amazon. What were you saying about
Amazon has for some time now been looking at ways to offer high-speed internet. We know Amazon is working on putting satellites into space to offer high-speed internet from space. Now, though, Amazon seems to be looking to build out a wireless network on the ground using the 3.5 gigahertz band, according to FCC filing. This would allow Amazon to offer LTE internet services or build an internet service to be used within the Internet of Things. So, I mean, sure, give fucking Verizon someone to compete with. SpaceX and, I mean, shit, I already give all my money to fucking Amazon. I'm sure they give me some kind of discount for being a Prime member. Oh, I need that Prime internet. By the way, I had to throw this into the internet stories, this next one, but it's kind of a tech article, but it's related to internets. Sprint's next 5G phone is made by OnePlus. Ba-ba-ba.
Hold on.
Sprint is adding another 5G phone to its currently narrow selection. You might like who's making it, though it won't be great news for people on other networks. The carrier has announced that OnePlus is prepping a 5G device for the network, with details and availability to come soon. It could be the 5G version of the OnePlus 7 Pro, but we wouldn't count on that with murmurs of a refreshed phone like the 7T Pro on the horizon. This isn't billed as an exclusive, so you might not have to worry if you're on another network and crave a OnePlus phone with the ultra-fast wireless. However, it's notable that none of the other carriers have mentioned plans for 5G OnePlus phones. You may have to settle for LTE if you want to use one of the company's handsets elsewhere, at least at first. So, since they're talking about 5G, see, I'm going to slide it into the other.
White Snake, slide it in.
Sliding in. By the way, let me click close. Okay. I tried 5G. It will change your life if you can find it. I don't need the article, lady. Shut up. Fucking video. She's talking while I'm trying to read it.
Talking. No more talking.
Self-driving cars, robotic surgeries, toothbrushes that detect when you're sick. This is the future of 5G technology promises in less than a decade's time. Internet connection so fast they'll support an entirely new way of life. But for now, I'm standing on an avenue in downtown Chicago, waving my Samsung Galaxy 5G smartphone around to find coverage that's not blocked by the tree to my left. I finally take a few steps back from a lamppost adorned by a hard-to-miss clunky black antenna, and bam, my Netflix download begins. A complete download of a 2-hour film in less than 10 seconds. In stark contrast to the 7 or so minutes I typically take on 4. So, it's amazingly fast if you can get the shit.
Yeah.
I'm not in any fucking rush to worry about it because, like, you know, we don't have the infrastructure for it yet. But it's nice to see that they're trying. You know?
You tried.
Yeah. By the way,
That's
you were
cool,
talking about a cheap pie.
Yep.
What company did he used to work for?
Verizon.
So Verizon demands $880 from rural library for just use of 0.44 gigabytes of roaming data.
What?
A small library that lends out mobile hotspots is facing a tough budget decision because one of its borrowers accidentally ran up $880 in roaming fees, and Verizon refuses to waive or reduce the charges. The library has an unlimited data plan for hotspots, but Verizon says it has to pay the $880 to cover less than half a gigabyte of data usage that happened across the border with Canada.
What?
Yeah. So they say that it's an unlimited plan. We keep using that word. It does. I don't think it means what do you think it means.
Unlimited gigabytes.
Verizon's new unlimited plans are just screwing with us now. And this actually goes into detail over, look, the Give More Unlimited, the Do More Unlimited, the Play More Unlimited, the Start Unlimited, the Just Kids. But each one is a different fucking tier. But they're
Teardrop.
they're not
More like
fucking unlimited. You quit using a word as a buzzword. It's like the FCC needs to be like the Food and Drug Administration. If the Food and Drug Administration looked at a company's different versions of canned peas, and each one used, you know, healthy to describe the fucking, you know, ingredients, or natural, like they're fucking just buzzwords that don't mean anything.
Oh, Sprint started being specific. They said unlimited gigabytes. I remember on a YouTube ad.
Yeah, it's enough to make you want to punch someone in the fucking cunt. Anyway, so now to the what the fucks. Here we go. Google updates.
You mean
image
that
search.
wasn't what the fuck?
No, hold on. Google updates image search with new scrolling UI within a scrolling UI.
Scrolling.
They put not DMX exhibit in there because of that meme. Yo, dog, I heard you like dogs, so we put a dog inside your dog so you can dog while you like dog. Or actually, there's a bunch of whole memes. It's like exhibit. Yo, dog, we heard you like cars, so we put a car in your car so you can drive while you drive. They give you a scrolling interface inside of a scrolling interface.
Oh boy.
I don't need a video of it. I'm just trying to read it.
You want a video, right?
Google has revamped image search with a new side panel that lets you scroll through images as you scroll through other images. Yeah, they changed how, like, memo, like if you tell your phone to remind you, your reminders used to just be an internal thing and you could see them and edit them and that was it. Oh no, your assistant has to edit them. But I just want to type the name different because I tell it to do something and it reads it phonetically and it spells shit wrong. And I tell it to, hey, remind me to request off a certain day of work, but I tell it the day to request, and if I say the date to request off, it thinks I'm trying to make the reminder for that
Oh,
date.
yeah.
So I have to say, remind me to request off work, and I say the date, and then I gotta go in and type in the fucking date, but it's adding extra steps, and it's stupid. So yeah, it's a scrolling user interface inside a scrolling user. Yeah. Come on, mouse, work. Okay. Last one. Hold up.
Hold up.
Researchers say that this AI can spot unsafe food on Amazon faster than FDA.
Huh.
It's been most famously used to swap celebrities into movies and even erase unwanted mustaches. But the real power of artificial intelligence is its ability to spot patterns in large amounts of data and make startlingly accurate predictions. Researchers at the Boston University School of Public Health have now trained a deep learning AI to find dangerous food items potentially needing a recall by analyzing reviews on Amazon's website. In a
This
study
favorite-
published yesterday in the Journal of American Medical Informatics Association, the researchers detailed the steps they went through to train their neural network, which started with the arduous task of collecting a big number reviews of food products sold on Amazon.com and then matched 5,149 of them to products that have been officially recalled by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration between 2012 and 2014. This is something we fucking need.
The AI is like, this milk has changed phases.
Well, like,
It's a solid
stuff
now.
is, well, like recalls, that's something, like they give you a recall. These were sold from 2007 to 2014. If you have one of these, please discontinue. You don't know. If you don't catch that one bit of news,
Yeah.
if you buy frozen meat and put it in your freezer, you're not going to think about it until you go to use it. And they recall shit like that for, pieces of glass.
Oh, yeah.
Please read the review. I received the mini pasta and shells with meatballs today and opened a can. The first thing I noticed was the product was half full and seemed discolored, immediately followed by a foul smell that can only be described between rot and death. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, that's a cool thing. Yeah. And that's my last story.
Oh. We just about made it. It's midnight. So, I guess, thanks for coming on then.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out.
You gonna get on some video games like you were saying?
I'm gonna take the dogs out and then see what's doing. It
Yeah.
depends on how tired I am. Last
Okay.
time I just went to bed.
That sounds like a pretty good idea.
Yeah. I mean, I tell myself I got all weekend, but then Saturday comes and I go, I don't want to sit at that computer because then I got to be away from my wife who I don't get to see all week. And
Yeah.
it's like she tells me, you don't got to sit up all night Friday night playing video games. I'm like, I know, but I can't just hop on here for a little bit. I'll get on here and the next thing I know, it's been hours. And if I do that during the day, I'm an asshole. I can't do that. I don't know, man.
Well, isn't Sunday more of like you spend more time with your wife on Sundays than Saturdays, don't you? Because you said a lot of times you sleep in on Saturdays.
Well, I only sleep in because I'm up so late Friday.
Well, I mean, like you'll sleep because a lot of times you say you'll go back to sleep.
I mean, I take the dogs out in the morning, but then I can stay up. I can go back to bed. It depends on what I did the night before, basically.
Yeah. Oh. Hopefully, whatever you decide to do, hopefully you don't regret it.
What's that?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just saying, hopefully you enjoy your weekend.
Oh, you too, dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, goodbye, folks.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Bye-bye.
Have a wonderful day. Well, goodbye.
TTFN. Ta-ta for now.
And